Yes, as soon as this is over, Connor, we have a story, and Connor has to do something. He's got to dance for me, perform for me. So, Mr. Naruto over there on the other screen. What are you doing, like Madonna Vogue stuff? What are you doing?
Watch some.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, hey everybody, welcome to episode 57 of the Gene Pool Variety Hour. I'm Sean. I'm the old guy. I'm the dad of the group, and the guy on the other side of the screen is.
And my name is Connor, aka QuillMiester, aka Fat Bastard, aka my ninja way.
Okay, it's getting longer every time apparently.
Yeah.
And usually
I'm gonna add a new one every time.
Usually we go into kind of talking about what we do and who we are and this kind of stuff. If you don't know that by now, I mean, we're at episode 57. Look, just quick sum up. My, father and son nerds that both have ADHD. We like talking about random movies that we watch and geek questions, and then chase a lot of chickens. So that's what we do. We got an interesting movie to talk about tonight. Jupiter Ascending.
being the nice word.
Yeah, I would say that's putting it nicely. A weird kind of geek question we're going to talk about. It might go one or two ways, and then I'm sure we're going to chase a bunch of chickens. So anyway,
whole bunch.
So since we talked last time, what's been going on with you?
Let's see. We Nikki and I have been experimenting on different ways to get Tifa out of her cage.
Oh, okay. I just heard me and
you
Nikki.
were thinking of someone else. You were thinking of something else.
No, I just heard me and Nikki have been experimenting, so I didn't know where you were going with that.
No,
okay. Experimenting with Tifa. Okay, gotcha. That's their bunny, by the way. If you're new here.
We just got her a couple weeks ago on Father's Day, kind of a spur of the moment thing.
Right.
So before we were trying basically just using a baby gate to kind of cordon off part of our hallway and make like a little play area for her.
Had to reset our timer.
But Tifa really doesn't like being picked up and held. It's just she gets very skittish when that happens. So she doesn't like it. So me and Nikki found out something else.
Mm-hmm.
So we got you know those puppy grates. They kind of make like a moldable whole cage type thing, you know. No, they come in panels. You can kind of shape them out in a bit. But you see them in like markets when people have puppies in them and giving them out, you know.
Mm-hmm,
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we have one of those, and basically we set it up right around Tifa's cage, and then open up the front gate for her, and then she just hops out and is in this nice bigger enclosed area, and she's able to hop in and out of her cage at will.
That's cool. I'm sitting here listening to you, I'm looking at me on the screen. I'm going, am I like flashing gang signs or something up here? What is this I'm doing with my fingers on my face? I just looked and I'm like.
That is actually a jutsu sign, believe it or not. What you're doing is an actual jutsu sign from Naruto.
Either that, I'm doing some like serious psychologist facial expression stuff. Yeah. Tell me more.
If you say so.
So anyway,
I still say Naruto. You're a classic Naruto.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about bunnies, because you know
it's not really a secret.
Because we also have a bunny. Oh well, your mom has a bunny, Bill, and a lot of times they are kind of skittish and they don't like being picked up. They do better once you've picked them up and have them snuggled up, you know, but they don't like their feet not touching something. So when you pick them up, you have to not be tentative. I don't mean grab them hard, but grab them quickly and firmly. And because if you're just kind of just gently trying to catch them, they're going to run, right? So mom has that trouble because she doesn't pick, and I'll just reach down and just and grab Bill and pick him up. And he's flopping and stuff. But once I get him, you know, tucked up in my arms, then he's fine. You know, so it just takes some practice. It just takes some practice because they're so soft and stuff. You're afraid you're going to crush them, but you're really not. You know, you just have to be firm with them and not tentative. Not tentative. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So
Nikki's biggest fear is one, Tifa jumping out of her arms and running around the house,
Right.
and two, Tifa jumping out of her arms and her injuring herself on the fall down.
Right. Yeah.
That's what she's mainly worried
well,
about.
and here's what I would say. This is what I do with Bill when I put him down. I will, instead of bending over and putting him down, he feels very unsteady that way. I literally will get on my knees and kind of get down to the floor before I put him down. I will basically do that so there's not a big drop, or he doesn't feel like there's a big drop. So that helps. Okay. And it's just figuring it out. It's fine. But I'm just glad that things are still working out pretty well. So.
Oh cool. Yeah. And recently when we had to go to pay our rent for the month, we were worried because we got Tifa, our rent would go up, but thankfully, one, she's in a cage, and two, she's out of the cage. We're protecting the carpet by using old sheets, a couple of throw blankets, and so Tifa can't actually get to the carpet. So our carpet is not being in any harm's way. So our rent didn't have to go up.
That's good. Good. Okay. Look, and you're talking about a bunny, and even if a bunny poops on the carpet, it's like picking up chocolate cotton balls almost. I mean,
I know.
Yeah, no, it's like somebody spilled Cocoa Puffs all over the floor, right?
Yeah. They're more worried about Tifa ripping up pieces of the carpet.
I get that. So, cool. Well, I'm glad that she's kind of settling in, and you guys are getting used to her and everything. So, anything else been going on? Any other kind of interesting, nerdy, fun stuff?
Let's see. I was able to get yesterday and today off from work, so that was fun. So I've got a nice long 5-day weekend because I'm also off on Monday.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Hey, which work is counting as a paid holiday? Since 4th of July is the previous day.
Typically, they'll do that if a national holiday falls on a Saturday, they'll give you Friday off. If it falls on a Sunday, they'll give you the Monday off. That's typically what most people do. So, I've been off today, and I'll be off Monday. Monday's the holiday. And where I work, when there's a holiday on the weekend, or there usually ends up being a 4-day weekend, and the Friday is called a safety day.
You're lucky.
But for contractors, we don't get that day off. We have to take a vacation day if we want, or work from home. So I did a little bit of work from home. I mean, I was here. I was doing some email stuff, doing a little bit of work on the newsletter for next month. Maybe kind of starting to do some initial planning and thinking about the podcast for next month. For work, my work podcast. I just did an episode on insomnia.
How's that going, by the way?
I think I'm up to around episode 16 or 17.
Really?
Yeah, and I just did an episode on insomnia and sleep deprivation. So decidedly different topics than what we do here.
yeah, definitely.
So anyway, my buddy Nate, our athletic trainer, he's probably going to do the next episode. That'll give me some time to come up with something. But,
cool.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's what's been going on here. I was traveling this week for work. Really basically traveled Tuesday and traveled Thursday for a day Wednesday at another base to do some stuff. So kind of 2 days of traveling, 2 days of driving for 1 day of like on-site stuff. Although technically it wasn't 2 days of driving, it was 2 days of riding, because I didn't notice till last Friday that my driver's license was expiring on Sunday. I had the card, and I forgot to do it, so I could do it via mail ahead of time because ADHD. And so I told him when I got there, I said, "Guys, I'm sorry, can't drive because it's suspended." So. But I went. I took care of it. I took care of it today.
My driver's license.
Huh? It usually expires on your birthday, and you need to get up in Ohio.
Yeah. So. And I think I need to get a new tag or something for my car because it expired last month.
Yeah. That reminds me. So is mine. Yeah, I gotta go get. Yeah, that's something
Okay.
else I should have done today.
Okay, after the podcast, I'm gonna ask you how to do that solo because I've never done that before.
Well, okay, that's fine. But I can buy your sticker down here because it's still registered. I can get it here and then mail it to you.
Okay, yeah, do that.
But it's probably going to be Tuesday before I can get it done because Monday will be is considered a federal holiday.
Okay.
I should have done it today.
Okay,
I didn't even think about it. 'Cause guess what? Mine's expired too because yours and mine's on the same month. So
I'll if I get pulled over,
hashtag ADHD.
Yes. If I get pulled over, I'll just say the title for this car is still in my dad's name, and he just mailed it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
all the way from Georgia. So
yeah, that's
what can you do?
Right. I would use until you get it. I would use it for going to work, and that's it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, use Nikki's new car with her tag and everything to just drive around town and stuff. So
I've been driving around all town and no one's noticed and no one's talked to me about it.
So anyway,
logistical, it's kind of covered up by the Mall of Georgia thing you have around it. It's kind of covered up.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on from real life stuff, because look, now we had always said with this podcast that because of the whole entering into adulthood with Asperger's and ADHD, sometimes there'd be conversations about that kind of stuff. This isn't one of those kind of conversations. This is just logistics. Hey, we screwed up. We let something expire. We got to fix thing. Yeah. So we can move on from that. So I'm trying to think if there's any other kind of weird stuff going on. Nothing really weird.
Me and Nikki, he went to the Tanger Outlet Mall and got us some board games to play.
Cool. Okay.
We got let's see, we got What Do You Meme?
There you go. Yeah.
Well,
seeing as how we played it last time,
expansion pack.
Yeah.
Like a SpongeBob expansion pack, just because her and her family are obsessed with SpongeBob.
Okay.
We also got Guess Who.
Okay.
We got Scooby-Doo Jenga. Yeah, Scooby-Doo Jenga. The Jenga tower is the Jenga tower is color coded to look like a BLT.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then we also got a game called Geek Out, which basically it's like asking each other geek questions.
Okay, cool. We might get some ideas for our geek question of the week from there.
And then there's one more game that's a private thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Enough said.
Moving on. Okay. So
we're excited. So we're excited to play those. And I'm definitely gonna bring What You Meme to the Sexton's house when I go over for the 4th of July. Sadly, Nikki is working on the 4th of July.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah. So,
but she gets holiday pay. So
that's good. That's good. Now what did I do with? Okay, so
is this chicken?
No, this is not a chicken. This is podcast production stuff. I'm looking for something. Anyway, so on my end, it's the same old, man. I've been doing Destiny. I tried Dark Alliance, which was like the Dungeons and Dragons type action game that came out on Game Pass.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even get through the training mission before I was sick and tired of the controls. So
are they that bad?
I've heard, yeah, because when you're doing the way they've done their controls, if you're fighting multiple people, and I was doing the range, the girl that does the arrow attacks, I was kind of doing range attacks, but she's considered a fighter. But the drow is the ranger, and he does double. It seems weird, but anyway, so she's doing the arrow stuff. But when she's up close, she just basically does punching and fighting stuff. Now, when you're drawing your bow and you're shooting from a distance, you can click down and target one person. You can lock onto one person, one enemy to shoot. But when you're fighting, if you're fighting in a group and you're fighting one person and there's another guy behind you, and you know, typically you'll rotate the camera to the other guy.
Yeah.
You know, it'll rotate the camera, but you're still facing the other guy. So you take lots of cheap hits in the back because you can't turn to face the guy that's about to attack you. It's
stupid.
It's just a really weird control scheme, and I'd heard from friends that playing by yourself is really bad anyway. It's probably a little bit better if you play as a group, but it wasn't good enough for everybody to want to download it and try it. So that one's gone.
So I'm probably going to delete that one.
You know, I mean, you and I could try it if we want to try playing it together. That's fine, but yeah, I'll probably be deleting it if you and I don't play it because I don't think the other guys are going to play it. But I did download another one. Okay. I don't like the battle royale games, Fortnite, PUBG, Call of Duty Warzone. No, Rainbow Six doesn't do no, they don't do the. Battle Royale is where basically they drop 64 people into a map, and you're all fighting against each other, and then the area of the map shrinks to force people to get close to each other.
Oh, I hate that.
And you fight down till one person's left. Well, I'd seen one I'd gotten free to get it for free, and so I downloaded it the other day, and it's Battle Royale. But it's not your 3D like Fortnite or Call of Duty or whatever. It's just a 2D top-down thing, and it's kind of cartoony graphics, and you're animals. So you're like teddy bears and foxes and stuff with swords and guns and stuff. So
wait, what?
Yeah, you're like teddy bears and cats and dogs and foxes and stuff, and you can have swords and you can pick up the gun. It plays just like a regular battle royale, but it's more top down, and and one of the most dangerous weapons is you can jump in a hamster ball and run around and run over people with a hamster ball. So yeah, so I actually kind of enjoyed doing that today. I tried that today, and now down in the front row with his hand raised. What?
Real quick, did you by chance reset the timer?
I did.
Oh okay.
Yeah, I did.
I feel like 15 minutes. We've talking for 15 minutes already.
Yeah, actually a little bit longer. Well, what happened to? I had a text going with you. Where did I send the geek question? Do you remember the geek question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway. Because it started out with one thing, and then we kind of transitioned it into something else. So we might talk about both. But anyway, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Something I'm really excited about later in the month is Microsoft Flight Simulators coming out for free.
And that's basically a game where you can actually go into some kind of flight simulator,
where you can actually fly a plane literally anywhere in the world. And the game is mapped by Google Maps or by satellite data, so it's actually if you're flying by Mount Everest, you're literally flying by an accurate representation of Mount Everest. I can put in our address of our old house in North Dakota, and I can buzz the house in North Dakota. Okay,
what does buzz actually mean?
Just like flying right over the roof, just kind of really Mitch, our buddy Mitch. He's down. He's got my address because he picked up something that I sold to him last weekend. So he's got my address, and he's asking for everybody else's address because he is intent on getting a 747 and buzzing all of our houses in the game. You can fly together, so you can kind of go places together. So I like the idea of just being able to go, hey, I'm flying over the Great Wall of China. and going and seeing these things. So so I'm looking forward to doing that. Although I will say, I'm going to get a plane that has the pontoons that lands on water, because if I have to land on the ground on asphalt, I'm going to die every time. just let me kind of float down into the water and just swim to shore, and I'll be fine. So, I don't think anything else major is going on. We're going to go out to the lake this weekend for 4th of July. Me and your brother that. Mitch. We're not going to. Tomorrow's when they do the fireworks, but we're going Sunday, so we're not doing the fireworks this time.
I still miss that.
Yeah, I know. So, trying to think if there's anything else. I got some other travel coming up in a few weeks, but anyway, mom's still in Oklahoma. So.
Some scary news happened around here.
What's that?
A couple days ago, some vandals went on a crime spree across across these several whole complexes his that are on this road.
Yeah.
And they basically broke into any car that had their windows down and stole
Mm.
everything inside.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why. That's why always keep your. I don't care if you feel like you're in a safe neighborhood. I keep your windows rolled up, keep your doors locked. Doesn't
Yep.
it's not if somebody's super intent where they're going to break your windows to get in there, they're going to do it. But if you make it easy for them, it's easy for them. And
Yeah.
never leave anything in your car that they can see. In bigger cities, that's what they do. They see like a laptop or a phone or something in a car, they smash the window, grab it, and go. So never leave any valuable kind of stuff in your car where it can be seen. Lock it in your trunk, whatever. But so anyway,
Our downstairs neighbor left her wallet in the car
well, that's not
with
very
her
smart.
windows down.
That's not well. Okay, well that's somebody that just wasn't thinking. I can't imagine she did that on purpose.
Yeah.
So, anyway, let's see. We got anything else going on that we should talk about? That you can think of?
How?
Yeah, I'm sure they don't want to hear that on the podcast. Oh, our audio engine had to restart apparently, so we got a little blank sound there. So, anyway,
I heard chickens.
Yeah, right there at the end, yeah, because I started them, but there was nothing at the beginning. So, well, this is riveting, dude. Oh, I do have so I'm going to be on a panel, at least one, at DragonCon this year. So I tried to get on another one, but it was full already, and I think that's probably the one that. I mean, it's about maintaining your mental health as a podcast creator. I'm sitting there going, I probably would be a good person to be on that panel. Since I've been a psychologist for over 20 years, but the panel's already full. So, they'll if somebody has to drop or whatever, then I'll probably get on that panel. But I'm going to be on a panel about getting started in digital media, with some of the folks that have been doing this for years. And I said, hey, I'm nowhere near where you guys are. I'm on the other end. And they're like, perfect. We need somebody on that end to kind of talk sense to these people when they're scared to death about getting started in this, And I'm literally going to take our first microphone and I'm just going to put it up on the table and says, that's what we started with. Hey, what's up?
The small omnidirectional thing.
The small omnidirectional Turtle Beach omnidirectional mic in the laundry room, sitting across from each other on a bench with it sitting on a table in front of us with us literally face to face. Yes, for at least the first 10 episodes. At least the first 10 episodes, I guess. Right? We did it like that. So,
yeah.
And it's like, okay, our mixer free. You can get podcasting hosting free. Our audio editing free. I mean, you can do this. You don't need the thousands of dollars of equipment to get started. I mean, if you get
it helps.
If you get professional and start making money, sure, get the better stuff. But you don't have to have that to start, right?
Yeah.
And that was the biggest thing that scared you and I about getting started. It's like, how do we do this? But anyway, so that's going to be fun to be on that panel.
I kind of wish I could be parts of these things, but honestly, I don't know any of the production stuff.
Right. But you would have been a great panelist. There's another one about neurodivergence at the gaming table. Basically, people neurally divergent, like so not neurotypical people, like people with ADHD or people on the spectrum, that kind of stuff in podcasting and in digital media. You would have been great to be on that panel, and I told you that, but sadly, you'll probably have to know some people to get onto those things. People. That's how you got onto these things. Right. And so if you ever get to the point where you can start coming down to DragonCon again from up there, then you can do that. Now you can also get to know these people because guess how I got to know these people?
By talking to them in the server
on Discord.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
gotten back in. I'm trying to get back into that. I just keep on forgetting.
I met them at DragonCon, but I developed the relationships with them on Discord over the last couple of years. So that's how I did it. But anyway, so there's not much else going on.
Not much else.
No,
just us living our lives.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for clues. Thanks for the follow.
Thanks, dude.
But anyway, I think that we should probably just jump into our geek question and just kind of move from there.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have some kind of interesting answers on this thing. So,
Yes.
so I'm going to let you ask the question first because I don't know exactly where you want to go with it because there's another part to the question and we'll see where we go with it. All right.
Yeah.
So,
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want them answered immediately.
you're just never going to let Arnold have his time in the sun, are you?
Never.
You're always going to make him share it with you, aren't you?
Yes.
That's just mean to him. Dude, he's a struggling actor trying to get some,
The man has millions of dollars. He's fine.
Of course, he doesn't even know we're using that clip. I don't even know where that clip's from anyway. Maybe
I think
Kindergarten Cop, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Didn't he play a movie play a part where he was literally in a kindergarten cop thing?
Yeah, he was literally a cop that went undercover as a kindergarten teacher.
Big old freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And that's where he had that huge headache, and he's like, "Oh, I got this headache," and the little kid says, "Maybe it's a tumor," and Arnold's like, "It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
It's not." So that's
It's not a tumor.
It's
not a tumor.
That's an Austrian chicken right there, man. So, all right. So our
Austrian chicken.
So our geek question is, what's our geek question?
Get to the coop.
Come on, man. Okay, that was really good. Get to the coop. Okay, instead of get to the I know where you're going. Yeah, okay, Austrian chicken.
Geek question. Geek
Go.
question.
What's the geek question?
All right.
Jeez.
All right. Our geek question is sort of a two-parter. Put the cookie down.
So, what's the okay?
It's kind of a two-parter. One.
Let's do the part that's just the general question, then we'll go to the one that kind of ties into the movie second. Let's do it that way.
Don't they both tie into the movie?
Kinda. Okay, so if you could combine two animals into any one creature to make a fantastical or a fantasy type creature or mythical kind of creature, what two animals would you put together to make another animal? Like an owl bear kind of thing. Somebody puts together an owl and a bear to make an owl bear because owl bears are cute. So anyway,
they are not cute. What are you talking about? They're vicious.
Baby ones are. So anyway,
you
right.
you can use a freaking red panda and a pygmy owl.
Yeah, that's it. So anyway, so what would be? So if you could pick two, all right, bear and an octopus. That's an interesting one. All right.
I have a story about that. That ties into our D&D session yesterday.
Okay.
A broctopus.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So, what would yours be then?
Let's see. All right. South American condor.
Okay.
And Komodo dragon. Make an actual freaking dragon.
Okay. Wait a minute. Wait, a condor and a Komodo dragon. God, to make a dragon. Okay. All right.
An actual freaking dragon.
All right. Now, would the wings be feathered wings from a condor, or would they be leathery wings like a reptile?
First off, reptiles don't have wings. I don't know where you got that from.
What's that?
Reptiles don't have wings. Where'd you get that from?
No, I mean like dragons. Their wings are leathery like a dragon. You said you would make a real dragon, so would it be
feathered?
They'd be feathered. So you'd have a lizard with feathered wings.
Yes.
And that's interesting.
Huh? No, I'm talking to Dad.
Oh, I saw I heard babe. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
we're
always good for at least
chicken.
one. We're always good for one photo bomb. So
yeah, that's
okay. So
that's a blue-haired chicken right there.
So a condor and a Komodo dragon to make a real dragon. So would you just call it dragon?
Yes.
Or would you call it a condragon?
No. Drondor.
There you go.
Drondor. That's a good one.
There you go. Drondor. All right.
Cool. I summon thee, Drondor, king of the skies.
Okay. So why do you want to create a dragon?
Because dragons are awesome.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
I could literally train a dragon. I could become Hiccup.
But what's the purpose for having a dragon?
Just legs.
What's the purpose for having your dragon?
To have a dragon. To have a freaking dragon.
Apart from just the cool part of having a dragon, what would the dragon do for you?
I could ride it.
Because you're already engaged, so it can't get you chicks. So you're so
I would ride it.
Okay, but if it's a Komodo dragon and a condor, it's not going to really be that big. And I don't think condors are huge. I don't think a condor can lift you.
But if I had one and then had it bred to make another, and then I got 4 more, I can make some kind of sled and be flown around like some kind of demonic Santa Claus.
You'll be like, now okay, now you don't remember
Krampus.
this.
I'd be Krampus.
You don't know this because this was cartoon on when I was a kid. But I think it was Hanna-Barbera, or anyway, they did Justice League, the whole Justice League stuff with the DC stuff. And of course, Aquaman was on there, and frequently you would see him in the oceans with like a lasso and have one foot on 2 different dolphins, riding dolphins through the ocean like that. So you'd be doing the same thing with your little Komodo dragon, your drawn doors, huh?
Exactly.
All right, so if you got 2 of them and you got 1 foot on each one, what are you going to name them? And how are you going to do that? Because if you got to have some pretty long legs, because condors' wingspans are huge. So they couldn't they couldn't be right next to each other. They couldn't be parallel.
That's why I said I would have some kind of sled. They would drag the sled and lift that into the air.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Okay, kind of like Santa Claus. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I said. A demonic Santa Claus.
I know. So, by the way, for people that like to know what shirts that I wear, because I try to wear different shirts, I got some new shirts today, and so, oh yeah, that's kind of a big deal. Yeah, we got you that one.
Kind of a big deal.
But I got some new shirts today, and I got these from $6 shirts or $6 t-shirts. They're literally $6 each. Super cheap, and pretty good quality. They're a little bit bigger than I expected.
This episode sponsored by $6 t-shirts.
I wish they'd sponsor us, but anyway, I ordered large because that's usually what I wear is larges, but they're kind of big. They're wide, so I might get some.
That's what I need, wide.
But anyway, so you guys have heard of raccoons. Sometimes they call them trash pandas. So This is my stab rabbit. This is my stab rabbit shirt. So a little porcupine. I almost got one. It's a rhinoceros, and it's called a battle unicorn. I almost got that. I think war unicorn would be better, but it's called.
I mean, fun fact. The rhino was actually the inspiration for the unicorn myth.
Really?
Yeah. Because I
mean, I get the one horn, but rhinoceroses are huge.
How else would you describe a four-legged creature that gallops like a horse but has a horn on its head? How else would you describe it?
Nice one, Rick Lewis.
Yeah, that's a good one.
A penguin and eagle, so them cutes can actually fly for once.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Nice,
but when I'm thinking about it, how else would you describe it?
No, I get where you're going with it, but anyway.
And also, another fun fact. Did you know the origins of the Cyclops were made when someone saw the skull of an elephant?
Right, I knew that because it's just that one hole, that one cavity for their eyes, right?
From its trunk.
Yeah. So
I just think that's cool. I love learning the origins of these myths, you know.
And I can see that one. I didn't know the rhinoceros was the. Anyway, I didn't know that, but
yeah.
So okay, so for me, mine would be a picken. It'd be half pig and half chicken.
Oh, okay. What part would be which? You need to explain that first.
Well, the bottom part would be the chicken. Top part, front part would be the pig.
So it'd be kind of like a messed up chimera with the front half of a lion, back half of a goat?
Dude, it's my breakfast. I got my bacon and eggs right there. I'm walking it down the street to get hungry. Just there you go.
Oh God! Wait.
Now,
What
granted,
if-
it's a one-use pet. It's a one-use pet. You get your eggs, then you got to slaughter to get your bacon. But there's your bacon and your eggs right there in one convenient animal.
Or you use Dwight's device, burger on the go. Dwight shoots.
I don't remember that one. I don't remember that one. Where he puts it on the engine? Is that what?
Burger on the go. Yeah. Yeah. You put a burger thing on your engine.
Yeah. So anyway, would it? No, it would have the back
4 legs.
It had 4 legs. It had the front 2 legs would be the hooves of the pig, and the back 2 would be the chicken legs. I'm not saying it would be a very efficient animal. I just want my bacon and eggs in one place. So that's what I would if I could genetically engineer an animal to make it convenient. I'd make a herd of pickens, and I'd sell them to Purdue and Oscar Mayer, and I'd make buku bucks. And it's like, y'all can buy my genetic, intellectual property,
Dad,
and I'm done.
Dad,
yes.
I have a question.
What?
What if the eggs had shells made of bacon?
Oh my gosh, that's even better. Just take the whole egg. You ain't gotta crack it or peel it. You just throw the whole stinking egg in, and you're cooking your eggs and your bacon at the same time. Absolutely. and if you do it, I guess you could probably do it just right, where you cook the bacon on the outside as you're cooking the egg on the inside, and it's just like a contained little thing, almost like a burrito. Here you go, bacon wrapped eggs. They're perfect. See, I'm just trying to make some money, man. Great, you fly around in your drawn doors. Okay, cool. I'm trying to make some money. Okay.
You don't think the military would pay buku bucks to then breed those things and have them as like super tanks? Think about it.
Maybe, but anyway. So okay, so is that it? We got drawn doors and pickens.
Yes.
Okay, drawn doors and pickens. All right. So what's the next part?
We shall rule the world.
Okay. So. And that kind of led to a second part to the Geek Question. It kind of ties into our movie tonight, because one of the main characters is basically half dog, half human spliced together.
Yeah. A lycant, I think he's called.
Yeah, something like that. So anyway, so the second part of the question is what then?
If you could pick one animal to be spliced with, to be fused with, what would it be and why? And also, which of its features would be most prominent in your new spliced form?
Okay, go.
Okay, for me, it's a 3-way tie between.
Of course.
It's a 3-way tie between a python, a bear, and a wolf.
A cross between a bear and a wolf? Wait a minute.
It's a 3-way tie between me wanting to be spliced with either a python, a wolf, or a bear.
Okay, pick one.
Yeah. Okay. I can't. All three of them have amazing benefits.
Okay, but you can't be a human snake bear wolf hybrid. You can be a human snake.
You
bear,
made goddamn pickings. Why can't I be?
Hey, I just combined. No. I followed
Cuba snake wolf.
I followed your rules to the question. I combined two animals together, just like you did. Now your question is combining yourself, your humanness, with one animal. What's it going to be?
Polar bear.
Polar bear. Why?
One day they are literally the fastest of all the bears. They have the strongest bite force of any land mammal on the planet. They can swim just about as fast as they can run, which is pretty dang fast.
Mm-hmm.
Their claws have been known to actually cut through iron.
Yeah.
What are you taking a picture of?
Your mom was sending me a text. So I'm sending her a picture of what we're doing right now. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. Continue.
And they have the keenest sense of smell of any animal in the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
So honestly, they're kind of the perfect land-based predator.
Yeah, I mean, there's of course they get kind of warm, so you have to deal with that. I mean, you have to deal with the whole climate issue, but other than that, so. Sorry, I was just saying.
Let's see. Recluse says he would be a monkey with the main features being a tail and then hands as feet.
Yeah, I mean, because then
Which is classic.
Yeah, I mean, he would be able to move around really well. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, could climb and just swing around and everything. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I'm saying
he could cook a 3-course meal and still have a hand free.
Yeah. Yeah. So
awesome.
I'm sitting here thinking, and
are
you?
Okay. And the main features that would be most prominent on my body, the physical features, it would be the claws, and then a slightly elongated nose, mouth, snout kind of thing.
Okay.
I mean, otherwise, I'd basically just become bigger, bulkier, stronger to the point where I could literally tip an armored car by myself if I wanted to.
Right.
I mean, polar bears are already the size of an armored car almost.
Yeah. No, I know. Well,
those.
No.
I said almost. Almost.
Now,
they're like 3/4 the size.
If they stand on their hind legs, then they can be as tall as one, but they're not going to have as much girth as one. But anyway,
that's why I said almost. You know.
All right.
I know those things are so pretty dang big.
Yeah. So
I mean, I've seen them when I went to Fort Benning with you.
Yeah, true. Well, those are Humvees. Those aren't really armored cars. Anyway, another issue.
That's what I meant then, Humvee.
So I was thinking about that question. And of course, I kind of went at first. I went the whole, bear, wolf, those kind of things for the offensive capabilities. But something just struck me.
Porcupine?
No. Stab daddy.
You
there you go.
Want to be a stab rabbit?
I'd be stab daddy. So anyway, no, I was just thinking about splicing me with a chameleon.
I mean, I can
where
understand
where I could blend in anywhere.
But that's the thing, Dad. Chameleons don't actually blend in with their surroundings. Their skin changes color based on their emotion and what they're feeling.
No, not all of them. There's some they don't do it just based on emotion. They will blend in with what's their surroundings, so they camouflage themselves. Yes, they're a lot like, in a lot of ways, kind of like a "What's up?"
Hey, Ninja Mag.
In a lot of ways, they're kind of like the Predator. They kind of have that almost. It's not active camouflage like the Predator, but they have that camouflage. So I thought about that. There's also, and I can't remember the name of the fish, but there's a fish that can kind of emit like electrical current through its body and kind of make its body kind of invisible, almost.
The anglerfish?
No, I don't think it's the anglerfish, but so I started thinking more along the lines of something like that to kind of for camouflage and hiding and sneaking around kind of stuff, as opposed to
coward.
No, because guess what? I can get away with that skill without people knowing a whole lot better than you being crossed with a polar bear and tearing things up. That's going to be a little bit more noticeable, right?
Who's going to stop me?
No, I didn't say anybody would stop you, but you would wreak havoc and you would be a menace that people would know about. Me, I could do it without, they would have no clue that I have that ability. I could use it when I need to.
Have you seen Hellboy?
I'm not worried about Hellboy.
No, but I mean, like he's also a menace, but nobody knows about him.
Okay, well, that's a different thing. It's a comic. No, this is a real animal splicer. Stop it. It's like in the movie Stand By Me. You remember when they had that question, who would win in a fight, Mighty Mouse or Superman?
Yeah.
And this was, duh, dude, Superman. I mean, he's a real guy. I'm like, no, he's not. He's fake. He's a comic character. So
is Mighty Mouse.
I know, but what he's saying is that he's just a mouse, whereas Superman's a real man. And so that's why he was saying that he would really win, but they're both fake characters.
Dude,
but I would probably do something like that.
Austin. Hunters could not stop me. Yeah. I'd be
How many polar bears do you know? How many polar bears do you think get shot every year? What are you talking about? Hunters can't stop you. No, they get killed every year. They hunt them every year. Yes, they can't stop you. Well, no. Conservation. I think certain numbers can be hunted every year, just like certain number of deer, certain number of bears, certain number of antelope can be hunted every year. It's conservation, so there's not overpopulation. Now, the polar bears may be protected now because their numbers may be low, but they've been hunted in the past with much less powerful weapons than we have available to us now as far as hunting rifles. So, yes, you could easily be shot and killed. So I think I would go with something like the chameleon or something like that I can use, but people don't know. I'm not going to look like some hulking bear human guy, you know? I'm not going to have dog ears like Kane did in this.
You didn't even have dog ears. They were like elf ears.
I know, right? So, I mean, it's like Space Legolas. And Space Gretzky and Space Tony Hawk and
Legolas in space.
Exactly, Legolas in space. That's the title of the episode right there, Legolas in space. So anyway, I would go with something like that. If I was going to be spliced with some type of animal feature, it would probably be something like that.
Now, what features would be most prominent? It's physical features, you know?
A tail.
A tail?
Yeah, but it would just be tucked into my pants so nobody would see it.
They have a pretty long tail, so I mean...
I'm just saying. Because I'm trying to think of how I could do... Because I couldn't have the scaly skin because people would see that. Right? I guess...
Big old bug eyes.
Yeah, well, maybe something like that. But anyway.
To be fair, the chameleon can see literally 360 degrees all around its body because of those eyes.
Right, I know. But not the way a human's head is. There's no way that can happen. Their eyes would have to literally be out to here to be able to see around. No, ours are designed to see forward. They're not designed to be able to see in 360.
You could at least get you about 180 with those eyes, though.
I can almost get to 180 now with my peripheral vision because I can see right here. I can see my hands right here, and that's
maybe
almost
270 then.
That's almost 180 degrees. Okay, 270. I can see what you're saying. But anyway, okay. So I think we killed that geek question. I've got my pickings. I'm gonna make some money off my pickings. I'm gonna sell them to Purdue and Tyson and Oscar Mayer and all those places and make me some money. And then I'm gonna be the human chameleon. And you're gonna have drawn doors.
Be an international super spy. Super spy.
I don't even know what you're trying to sing.
It's a trend that's going around on TikTok. It's, do you remember an old kids show back in my day called The Backyardigans?
Yeah.
For some reason, they've blown up on TikTok, and everybody is using all their weird songs.
Okay. Well, look. Okay. Whatever. So, I think we just move on because I was going to say something, and
moving on.
ADHD just went right out of my head. It's just gone.
Oh, come on, Dad. Remember.
If I do, I'll tell you. I'll tell you, but later. Anyway, so.
Remember.
Oh, this is. I'm going to hit chicken because it's kind of out of the frame of discussion. But
you're gonna hit a chicken.
Yeah, but it's kind of. You know, I told you a few weeks ago that my short story got accepted into the Legion of Dorks anthology series this year for charity. So I just got done with the edits and just submitted all my edits. So hopefully it's close to publishable form. So it's called Hidden Magic. I can't wait to get the writer in the family on the other screen over there to actually read it and see what he thinks. But anyway, so that's kind of cool. So I was really excited about that. That was another big thing this week. Got that done this week. Okay, so how about we talk about the movie?
If we can.
We can. We can. We got stuff to talk about. So anyway, so how about we're going to roll into the next installment of our roll for credit section, right?
Yep.
All right. What's it called again?
Roll for credits.
Roll for credits.
Jupiter Ascending.
I know. Whatever.
We're talking about the movie or the segment title.
We're talking about how we bumbled into the segment. That's what just kind of like our words just kind of threw up into this microphones here. So anyways, all right, so we're talking about the 2015 movie Jupiter Ascending. It's a sci-fi movie. It was written and directed by the Wachowskis.
Starring Owen Wilson.
No. The Wachowskis.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Channing Tatum.
I was thinking of Cars.
Yeah.
Cars. Me and Nikki watch all three Cars today for some reason.
So the Wachowskis are better known for the Matrix. They're the ones that did the Matrix. They wrote and directed the Matrix series. And this was a movie that they wanted to do. It's a sci-fi movie. It stars Channing Tatum as Kane Wise, right? Isn't that his name, Kane Wise?
Yep.
And then Mila Kunis plays Jupiter Jones. And then Eddie Redmayne plays Bellum, who's the bad guy in the movie.
They're all bad.
Well, there's three siblings, and they're all kind of bad, but he's the worst of the three. He's the worst of the three. The other brother is kind of just like smarmy, sneaky, evil that way. And then
real quick.
Yes, real quick.
Wasn't the guy who played Titus also in Limehouse Golem?
Ooh, I think he was.
Yeah.
I gotta look that up.
He was the comedy guy, right?
Yes, I think you're right.
Here we are again. That guy.
Yeah. Oh, and Sean
Hey,
Bean.
Declan.
Douglas Booth. So let's see what all he's known for.
I really think he was.
He certainly looks like him. Sean Bean was in it. Sean Bean is Boromir from The Lord of the Rings. Mary Shelley living in it. Yes, Limehouse Golem. There he is.
I knew it.
He was Dan Leno. That was him. Very good, Connor. I completely missed that. But now that you mention it, I'm like, how could I have missed that? Of course that's him. So that was another movie that we did a few episodes ago, which was really good, actually. So if you haven't seen The Limehouse Golem, you should go check it out. It's really good. What was it on Amazon Prime, I think?
Hulu.
Oh, Hulu. Okay. Anyway, it was really good.
It's really good.
Hey, Duckster. What's up, buddy?
Good
morning. Good morning on your side of the world.
All the way in Aussie.
So anyway, let me pull up my notes on this movie. So the story.
We're gonna have a bonza time.
So
it's gonna be a raw bonza.
The little trailer for this, or the tag for this movie, is a young woman discovers her destiny as an heiress of intergalactic nobility and must fight to protect the inhabitants of Earth from an ancient and destructive industry. And then somebody else wrote, Jupiter Jones, that's Mila Kunis' character, was born under a night sky with signs predicting that she was destined for great things. Now grown, Jupiter dreams of the stars but wakes up to the cold reality of a job cleaning other people's houses and an endless run of bad breaks. Only when Kane Wise, a genetically engineered ex-military hunter, arrives on Earth to track her down, does Jupiter begin to glimpse the fate that has been waiting for her all along. Her genetic signature marks her as the next in line for an extraordinary inheritance that could alter the balance of the cosmos. And it goes downhill from there.
Yeah.
So here's the story. So Mila Kunis' character, Jupiter, born on Earth. She was born on a ship coming from Russia to the United States. Her father was killed in a robbery, and her mother was pregnant at the time. Her mother left Russia to come to the United States, had the baby on the way. And so she grew up in the United States, Russian mother. with a Russian family in the United States. They live in Chicago, and they basically clean rich people's houses. That's what they did. So she had a life getting up at 4:45 every morning, and they cleaned people's houses for a living. Miserable life. She always talked about she hated her life is the same every day. But we see before that, well, right after that, we see there's these people on this other planet, and it's these
That's covered in this blue dust.
Yeah, it's these two brothers and a sister, and they're talking about this planet that they just harvested, quote unquote. All right, and then all of a sudden they're trying to hunt Mila Kunis's character down. Now, they thought it was somebody else because she had done something that had used a false name for something. I won't get into all that. But they realized it was her. And so they want to kill her. We don't know why, but they want to kill her. And Kane Wise, who is Channing Tatum's character, who is a lycanthrope or lycanth or something like that. He's basically a human wolf hybrid. He's got ears, but they look like elf ears, not wolf ears. He does have like bottom teeth like a wolf.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I didn't notice it until I watched a little bit of it a second time, and I noticed it.
There was another guy that was spliced with a bee.
Yeah. So he was
they don't look like these animals.
No, they
don't.
There's
no features at all.
Well, yeah. So anyway, so he's hired by one of the brothers to hunt her down and bring her to this guy. But instead, he's not going to bring her to this guy. He's just trying to save her because he doesn't trust this family, this Abraxas family. And they're all basically bad. They're all varying degrees of bad, the sister and the two brothers. And then it starts from there. They're trying to kill her. Turns out she's a intergalactic royalty.
Reincarnation of their mother.
She's a reincarnation of their mother. She's an exact genetic copy of their mother. So it's called a recurrence or something like that when that happens.
Yeah,
so
recurrence.
She basically has the right, if she claims her title, to own all the planets that they own, that they got gifted to them when she died, when the mother died. And so they're all trying to kill her. Well, at least the two brothers are. Sister, I never really figured out what the sister was up to.
I think the sister just wanted to watch the chaos.
Yeah, I don't think she was trying to kill her at all, but she was just kind of honest with her about what was going on. So all that's going on, and Kane is trying to save her, and then there's all this stuff with Sean Bean plays a guy, Stringer's his name, or Stinger is it Stinger? Stinger. Yeah, that's right, Stinger, and
he's spliced with a bee, Dad. Come on.
Yeah, they're both former military and. So they end up trying to save her.
Alien military.
Yeah, they're trying to save her. She's trying to figure all this stuff out, what's going on. She claims this title. Great special effects. All this space stuff, space battles.
She claimed it through some kind of adventure in space DMV.
Yeah. So, and I got
space
something.
DMV.
Yeah, I got something to say about that. So all that's kind of what's going on, and she's fighting against this system. So what's going on, and what she finds out is all the planets that have human beings on them are basically farms, because these three siblings and that family, that royal family, kind of live forever. And the way they live forever is they get this liquid stuff that they bathe in periodically when they started getting older, and it rejuvenates them and makes them young again. And that's how they kind of live forever.
Abraxium.
But this Abraxium is this liquid is made up of human extract.
Yeah.
It takes about 100 human beings to make a container about this big of that stuff, and they bathe in it, okay? So what's going on is all three of them. Here we go, choking on the peanuts again. You choked on your nuts again.
Shut up.
What is it with you and nuts? You keep choking on nuts. Last time you ate nuts, you choked on your nuts.
Stop it.
So anyway, it turns out
popcorn, you dunce.
Turns out these siblings, they all kind of have their own planets that they own, so to speak, and all the humanity on it. And periodically, they harvest the planet. They basically kill off all humanity on that planet harvest them for all this stuff so they can stay young. So that's why they're trying to kill her, because if she takes the title as queen, then all goes back to her and she owns all of them again. And Earth is, of course, the prized possession because, it's Earth, right? And so that's what this movie's about, is her trying to claim her title, figuring out who she is, claim her title as queen, them trying to kill her trying to not be killed, and
one of them tries to marry her.
Right, but he tries to marry her so that he can then kill her, and then by marriage, then he owns everything that she owned.
Calling Oedipus.
So all that was going on, and of course,
marrying his own mother.
She's falling in love with Cain. Cain kind of has had a thing for her. May have had a thing for her when she was the mom. Maybe that's why he loves her. So there's all that going on. And so that's basically the movie, is this alien stuff, these people trying to harvest humanity on all these planets throughout the universe, her finding out that she's the reincarnated queen / mother of these three, them trying to kill her so that she can't claim all those planets back so they can continue to harvest humanity to stay young. Right? That's basically it, right?
Yep, that's it.
It sounds about as, it was about as good as it sounds, which is not very.
The idea was sound. The idea was cool.
The idea was great. Special effects were fantastic. I thought the special effects were really good. They spent over a year in post-production. After this movie was filmed in 2013. It didn't release in 2015 because they spent all that time in post-production doing all the special effects and stuff, adding that stuff in.
In my opinion, they spend all their time and money on special effects and getting A-list actors, and spend none of that time and money on actual good writing.
Yeah, I which kind of surprised me, for the Wachowskis.
Excuse me.
Like, this would have been their chance to kind of reinvent themselves and kind of get back into the game after the Matrix. But although Matrix was good, the Matrix 2 and 3 were just they got decreasingly good. So the acting was okay. It wasn't great. The storyline was weird. There's a lot of just weird stuff in there because, she goes to donate some eggs, her eggs, to this fertility clinic.
To get some money.
There are aliens in the clinic, and they're going to try to kill her. He comes in to save her. She passes out because of the gases they were giving her. She wakes up 12 hours later in some abandoned building with him. And he basically says, hey, this is what's going on. I'm from another planet. You're actually a reincarnated queen, and I've been hired by one of the siblings to bring you back, but I'm not going to because I'm going to save you because they're all bad. And it takes her about 10 minutes of going, that just doesn't make sense. I don't understand. Okay, so when are we going to Jupiter? That's
one of the biggest tropes I hate.
It's like
someone basically hearing all this outlandish stuff for the first day. Then the second half of the day, they're holding the sword, leading the charge, being like, "Let's do this." It's like no normal person in that situation would do that.
Oh, by the way, just letting you know, we're out of time, so we're gonna just keeping us honest. So we're trying to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like, okay, you just woke up. Some dude with elf ears is telling you that he's from another planet, and he's here to save you. And he just put something on a window. You're in a high-rise building in downtown Chicago. You're 100 stories up. And he says, here, hold on to me. We're about to walk through this window out into the air 100 stories above the ground and float up into a spaceship and go into space. Okay.
And he's...
What?
He's got these boots. The boots I would love to have.
Okay. But here's the thing. So the boots... The boots are like these gravity boots, all right? And you first see him using them
almost like he's roller skating through the air.
You first see him use these when he goes into the clinic to see if that's her. When he's looking at her medical records, and those hunters are there, and he knows that he realizes that they're there, and he knows they're outside. They know he's inside. So he's getting ready to bust through the door to start fighting them. And he turns his little gravity boots on, and he starts running down the hall. And I'm telling you, it's hockey moves. He's moving like, I mean, he looked like Wayne Gretzky going down the hall before he busts through the door. And then he's grinding.
Gretzky in space.
And then he's like grinding like he's in Sunset Overdrive or something, grinding the rails and stuff, except he's in the air, doing it in the air. By the way, did you know that he actually was doing skating and going up in ramps and doing that kind of stuff? That's how they recorded him doing all those moves, and then in post-production, they took the wheels out from under and added the lights underneath his feet.
That just makes sense.
Because, I mean, it was very natural. I mean, it looked like somebody that was going up ramps and this kind of stuff. It really did. But it was Channing Tatum that was doing it, actually. So it starts out, okay, we got, first, I see him with his ears. I'm like, okay, we got Space Legolas going on here. And then he starts skating down the hallway to bust through the door. I'm like, okay, now we got Space Gretzky. And then he busts through the door and he starts grinding all over the rails and stuff. Okay, now we got Space Tony Hawk. So I'm like, okay, why have we got this Space Tony Hawk, Wayne Gretzky, Legolas guy trying to save this girl? And she just buys into it and says, okay, let's go. No, that was completely unrealistic. So there's a lot of those.
Legane Hawk.
There was a lot of those.
Legane Hawk.
What?
Legolas plus Wayne.
Oh, I was trying to figure
Tony Hawk.
What in the world were you doing?
Legane Hawk.
Okay, whatever. Okay, I didn't know where you were going there over my head. So there was just some really, like I said, the acting wasn't great. There's plot stuff that just was not realistic, and just the unrealistic nature of, okay, we're gonna destroy the downtown Chicago during that long battle, chase scene that happened. Oh, but we're just going to go ahead and fix it right up, and everybody's going to forget about it. Because we're going to make everybody forget about it, kind of like the Men in Black little flashing light or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what they did.
So, I mean, there was just some big leaps in this movie that just didn't make sense to me, right?
Also.
Yeah.
You know those like lizard people that work for Balam?
Yeah.
Was it just me, or did they basically just make dragon newts? They made dragonborns, basically.
That's exactly what they look like, was dragonborns. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Nothing that could have made them look a little bit more alien. They were just full on dragonborns.
That's what it looked like to me. Yeah.
I mean, just totally uninspired.
Yeah. So, you had all that going on, and then she just jumps right into it. It's like, okay, cool, and then the guy does this little mini veiled threat. Okay, I'll marry you then. I mean, it's just there were so many leaps in this movie that it just didn't make sense to me.
There was also this weird scene with the bees. Apparently, bees are genetically created beings to recognize royalty.
According to the storyline in the movie, not in reality.
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
But in reality, bees do recognize their queen, right?
Yes.
Hormone. I mean, through pheromones and this kind of stuff.
Hormonally, yes.
Yes, they do recognize. But
I mean,
they're not going to recognize.
But I mean,
like,
Mila Kunis was.
Yes,
I
know.
Was like full on controlling them,
right.
in the air, and
because the bees recognized her as royalty, quote unquote. I know, I get that. It was weird.
That's bullcrap.
It was weird. So it was poorly acted. There were some really weird jumps. Okay, so here's another question that I had. She went under this assumed name, Leslie Crawford or whatever the girl's name was, right?
Catherine Delaney.
Catherine Delaney. Okay, so she used this assumed name.
I think that was one of her clients' names, actually.
Okay, but here's the thing: if her job is to basically scrub these people's toilets, why is she sitting in the woman's bedroom as the woman is in her bra and panties trying to pick out a dress to go out on a date for somebody that she thinks is going to ask her to marry her? Okay. Those kind of people don't sit around in their bedroom having girl chats and asking the maid what to wear for their date. I just thought that was weird. How did that happen?
They probably knew each other.
But there was
she's probably been working for a long time with her.
I guess.
And they just gained some kind of trust.
But there was no connection.
Around the same age.
There was no connection there. In the movie there was no connection. Just all of a sudden they're in the bedroom and they're talking, and then the aliens knock them out, and then you never see the girl again. So there was no explanation of how they knew each other. That's what I thought. So that was
He was a client.
So
That's how they knew each other.
I know, but clearly there was a scene that was cut out that would have made that connection. So there's stuff like that happened. So it was. Look, it's one of those classic situations where it's a big budget movie with big name actors that completely flops because it just wasn't well done. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it wasn't well done in terms of special effects, but just the writing and the direction of the acting was rough. Okay.
The acting was good. The writing was bad.
Yeah,
you can tell the difference.
No, I would say the acting was not good. Okay. The guy that played Bellum, Eddie Redmayne, what was up with his accent and his facial expressions and the way he emoted?
He was constantly whispering, and he was constantly talking like this.
He sounded like he was constantly constipated, man.
Nick,
But
Nikki gave a comment saying he had male genitalia lips.
Yeah, he does. He does, yeah. So, or at least the way he was emoting in the movie, he had.
It's just like this, you know.
It
and
was
he speaks
weird.
in this raspy accent, but it's
Now-
always also whispering, and his lips were constantly pursed, kind of like this, but a wide purse.
Well, he was in a movie, and I think he won the Academy Award, and I cannot remember the name of the movie. I haven't seen the movie.
How's this?
Where he was a man who wanted to live as a woman or wanted to dress as a woman and was married, and his wife supported him in it or something like that. So he dressed as a woman throughout most of that movie. So I'm wondering if the mannerisms that he learned in that movie, he just continued into this movie. I don't know.
It's going to continue.
It was
like this odd space epic.
It was an odd choice in how to play that role.
Very odd choice. I think he would have done better if he cemented a little bit more. You just gotta. If you at least got rid of the dick lips, that would have been better.
So anyway,
I'm sorry.
we're not saying a lot of good things about this movie because there wasn't a lot of good stuff to say about this movie. I will say
the special effects were good.
The special effects were fantastic. I thought that the music,
the story
was
idea was good.
The musical score was good. I thought the background
was good.
I thought all of that was really good. But it's one of those situations where
it was poorly executed.
Yeah, I mean, look, I wrote down some trivia about this movie. Let me pull up my notes here. So, Natalie Portman was originally slated to play Jupiter Jones.
Padme?
Yeah, Padme was originally slated to play Jupiter Jones. She turned it down. Then
she was smart too.
Then Rooney Mara was going to play that character.
Who?
You would recognize her and stuff. She was in the movie Shooter, which I really like. But anyway, you would recognize her face, but you probably just don't remember what she's in. But she was going to do it, and then that fell through, and then it fell to Mila Kunis. And I'm sitting there going, okay, you're on your third actress to get somebody to play this role. That should have been your first clue that something needed to be worked on this. It was a 600-page script, by the way.
Why?
Yeah. Oh, and here's another sign that there was some confusion even in the actors about this movie. While doing a Q&A with fans on Reddit, one person asked Channing Tatum what the movie was about. He responded, quote, "Good question. I had the same one myself." He didn't even know what the movie was about, and he was in it. He was one of the two main
joking
characters.
Around though.
I don't know, because I didn't make a lot of sense. You know, it's just.
The movie did feel like it had kind of 2 or 3 plot points all shoved into one thing.
It did, and it had the potential to be a good world-building movie for a series of movies. It really did. You could have built a world on this movie and kind of gone from there. But the first one was just done so poorly. Why is anybody going to spend money to make the other one? So, because look,
kind of like the Avatar thing with the Avatar: Last Airbender movie.
Oh, Avatar: Last Airbender. Oh, that was a horrible movie from everything I've heard.
It was.
Yeah. So, like this movie
was terrible.
The budget.
Curse you, my Shyamalan.
The budget for this movie was $176 million. Cost him $176. Cost him $176 million to make this movie. they made worldwide. They made 183 million.
So did they just barely broke even?
They barely broke even, which means it was a flop.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. So, so look, if you like sci-fi movies where you can just turn your brain off, okay, go watch it. Great special effects. But look, it was basically one big trope, right?
Yeah.
Somebody who realizes that they're royalty, they didn't know that they were royalty on another planet, and somebody comes in to save them who's like a lower class person that they fall in love with because the people that they're supposedly supposed to be their friends are really the evil people.
And
I mean, it was full of nothing but tropes.
And there's some kind of high society royalty that just wants the resources.
Right. So it was just, it wasn't that.
There was even the marriage trope.
Yeah, I mean, it was
marriage trope to get what they want.
This may not make sense, but it was original movie made up of nothing original.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so, I mean, the average like professional review score was like 5.2 out of 10, and I kind of think that's kind of generous.
I would have gone with 3.5.
So, I mean, so if you
would not watch again.
No, I no words.
But I don't regret watching it. I don't regret watching it.
I won't say I don't regret it, but pretty close. Pretty close.
Yeah, it's right on the precipice. We're standing right on the edge, kind of looking down at our grad. Kind of a wind gusting us from behind, almost leaning over too far.
I'll put it this way.
But we pull back at the last second.
I'll put it this way. It's not one of the worst movies we've watched for this podcast.
No, it's not.
But it's probably one of the most disappointing ones.
Yes.
Because it should have had a lot more potential. It had a lot more potential, and it should have pulled off a lot more than it did.
The worst movie I think we've seen is a tie between that movie that had that robot alien at the delinquents hiking camp thing. No one remember that one?
Yeah.
And then the one with the dinosaurs in the methane filled cavern that they somehow evolved to breathe methane, and then they walk out into an oxygen rich atmosphere like it's nothing with friggin' T-Rexes moving at like 30 miles an hour or like what's a fast frame rate?
Yeah, 60 frames a second. Right.
Yeah.
So
it's like it was the flash of T-Rexes, and it's like, what the crap? They don't move that fast.
You're right.
Big strides, yes, but not that fast.
Those were bad. You're forgetting the one about the guys playing the board game that turned them into psychopathic killers.
I liked that one. It was bizarre and unique, and I liked that one.
It was bizarre, and it wasn't really well done. If I remember right, if I remember right,
it had literally only 3 actors.
It was a neat concept. It wasn't executed well. Ink was another weird one too.
What was it called? Hold on, that one.
Oh, 13 Kings or 13 Nights or something weird like that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but still, best worst unique movie we've seen still has to be Gora. We got to rewatch that eventually.
Yeah. So two things that I did think were kind of interesting about this movie. So Sean Bean played Stinger, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He also played Boromir.
Boromir.
And he's been in a lot of movies, and he kind of has the reputation of dying in every movie he's ever in. Right? That's kind of his thing.
He didn't in this one though.
So he didn't in this one, and that movie that I did where I was a guest host on Wait, You Haven't Seen with TV Travis.
Something about the Ronin.
It's called Ronin. He was in that one. He didn't die in that one either, but he didn't make it all the way through the movie. He basically got kicked out of the team, and you didn't see the rest of the movie. He didn't die, but he didn't make it all the way to the end of the movie, just not through death. This one, he made it pretty much to the end of the movie and didn't die. And I thought it was kind of funny that when they're fighting through all this kind of stuff, that they give him a line that says, "I made it through,"
which is weird because because in that final fight, his ship was the worst damage. He lost a
Yeah.
freaking wing.
Yeah.
So when the Q thought he was gonna die.
And then in that the bureaucracy scene where she's trying to get her title and she had to go through all those departments, there was an actor in there, Terry Gilliam, and he played the guy that gave her signet at the end, the sign in the signet that had to do all the weird machinery stuff, and gave her basically the tattoo.
The really really old guy.
Yeah. Okay, that's Terry Gilliam, and I didn't realize that until I was reading up on trivia. That was Terry Gilliam. Terry Gilliam is original member of Monty Python, and he did Time Bandits. I love that movie. He did.
I hate that movie. It
He did
creeps me the
Brazil.
frick out.
He did Brazil. He's done Adventures of Baron Munchausen. He's done a bunch of different movies, and Brazil was all about this not post-apocalyptic, but like what's the word I'm looking for?
What are you trying to describe?
Like future dystopian. There you go. Like a dystopian future where everything is basically run by bureaucracy. And so they gave him this part because that whole scene about the bureaucracy was kind of paying homage to his movie Brazil.
Nice.
And you remember that at some point one of the people says, "No, you have to fill out a form 276/B."
Yeah.
That was a form in Brazil. It was it was just a throwback to his movie Brazil. It was kind of cool. I didn't know that. I didn't remember that because I haven't seen Brazil in years.
Yeah.
And this, "My God, It's Full of Stars," is a quote from 2001: A Space Odyssey. And that movie was one of the initial influences of the Wachowskis to get into movies and sci-fi.
Really?
And apparently, and I didn't see it because I don't remember what it looked like, but apparently when they first come into that underground or under whatever city on Jupiter, you can see the spaceship or whatever that was from 2001 that's there. Because it supposedly disappeared in Jupiter, and it's there in the background or something like that. So there's a lot of throwbacks to that kind of stuff. So that was some kind of neat stuff. But just overall, the movie was not great, and it's over 2 hours long. So you're kind of throwing away a good 2 hours if you're going to watch this movie. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're just a huge fan of Channing Tatum and Mila Kunis and have to watch everything they're ever in. I like them, but not that much. So
I don't like him at all.
I like both of them.
I hate Mila Kunis.
Really?
I could take her or leave.
Now
Channing Tatum.
I'll put it to you this way. I think I said something today when I was talking to some friends. I'm like, man, she must have really needed the money from all them Ashton Kutcher babies she's having, to take this movie. But I like her kind of as a person more than an actor, because I think she's just kind of she's got Ukrainian. She's from Ukraine originally. I think she's just, for an actor, is kind of down to earth. I think both she and Ashton Kutcher are kind of down to earth as people.
Yeah.
Like Chris Pratt, I think he's really kind of down to earth as a person. I kind of like that about them. Channing Tatum, I like him in some things that he's done. I love him in Logan Lucky. If you haven't seen Logan Lucky, go see.
I've seen Logan Lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. Love
with,
that movie.
With
Adam Driver.
A guy who plays Kylo Ren, yeah.
Yeah,
and frickin' James Bond.
James Bond. Yeah. I am incarcerated.
And
what are
and
you,
the guy
dumb
is
or
a
something?
demolition genius. He explains why freaking gummy bears are better than gummy worms for some kind of chemical reaction.
Yeah. So anyway,
and it's freaking iconic.
I think the funny thing is that movie is kind of based on a true story, I think.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, definitely go see Logan Lucky. Don't go see Jupiter Ascending.
Don't see this movie. See that movie.
You can see it. I mean, it's on Netflix if you really want to. I wouldn't, but that's just me.
I would rather watch Jupiter Legacy on Netflix.
And I started watching that, and they canceled it before. They canceled it already, so they're only doing one season. So when they do stuff like that, I lose interest. I'm like, why do I want to invest in 5 or 6 episodes?
But
why do I want to invest in 6 or 10 episodes when it's already over? You need to watch Loki on Disney. Have you been watching Loki? What are you doing?
I think I said that sucks, and my Xbox picked it up as Xbox.
Oh, okay. So anyway,
Xbox pause. Okay, there we go.
okay.
That was freaking bizarre. I was like, what the heck? Oh,
So-
and Nikki is playing her ocarina. That's why I keep on going like.
Oh,
What?
okay. Yeah, I can hear it in the background a little bit. So if you haven't been watching the Disney Marvel shows, have you
Oh,
watched?
I've been watching it. I freaking love it.
Did you watch WandaVision?
No, I do. I
Oh!
do not want to watch.
You really need to watch. That one is really good. I like it.
I mean,
better
it's
than-
just I don't like Scarlet Witch. I don't like Vision.
I'm not a huge fan of Vision, but I do like Wanda. It's just a really good show. It ties in some of the people from Thor. It ties, they get this.
It's
new villain.
It's also why I didn't watch the
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
the new Captain America. Yeah. That's why I didn't watch that thing. I'm not a big fan of those two characters.
Me either, but the show itself was good. It was the weakest of the three. In my opinion.
I agree. The show is good. I'm just not going to watch it because I don't like that. I don't like those characters. But I love Loki.
Here's what I would suggest though, watch Loki because Loki's good because it's Loki and this kind of stuff, and I kind of like Sylvie.
Oh yeah, Sylvia's awesome.
I
love the scene when he sings to her.
Have you seen?
He's got a good voice.
Have you seen the latest episode? Came out this week.
That end credit scene.
Yeah, okay, good. So,
we got freaking Florida Loki.
But here's what I would do. I would strongly suggest you at least watch WandaVision. You don't do Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that's fine. But I would strongly suggest that although Falcon and Winter Soldier sets up another character that's maybe important. He's kind of like an evil version of Captain America. So that's that may be, but I would strongly encourage you to watch WandaVision because I really think it's setting her up because I think she's going to be kind of a central figure in Phase 4. And this will give you some of that backstory. Yeah. That will give you some backstory. So I think it's going to be really important to tie those things together. I would suggest you watch it for that reason.
I'll watch it if I absolutely need to.
Okay, well, I think you absolutely need to, but that's just me. So yeah, those have been really good. But yeah, I started watching Jupiter's Legacy. I watched the first couple episodes, and then I heard that they shut it down after one season. I'm done.
You should watch Beastars.
What's Beastars?
Just watch the preview. You'll like it.
Okay. I will say I did buy in a moment of weakness. Well, it was Prime Day, and the entire Battlestar Galactica, the new one with not the old one from the 70s, but the new one, the really good one. The entire series was on Blu-ray for literally half price. Actually less than half price. So I bought it. So I've been kind of binging it. So it's
dang, dude, really?
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
Dang, diggity, dang, dang. Yeah, why?
Why? Because it's really good. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why? It's good. There you go. It's good. So, yes.
I've never seen an episode.
Right, you've never seen an episode. So that's the thing. And, it's and okay, here in the original, it was like, okay, humans created the Cylons, and the Cylons revolted against the humans, and then it's the humans against the Cylons fighting, and the Cylons are trying to killing off humanity, and humanity are trying to, this ragtag group of humanity is trying to find their way to Earth to escape the Cylons, okay?
Yeah.
In this one, it's the same basic story, but guess what? They haven't seen the Cylons in 40 years until the Cylons attack them again and try to kill off all of humanity. And they figure out really quickly that there are new models of Cylons that look exactly like humans.
Yeah.
So they don't know who's human and who's Cylon.
I know.
And there are members there's members of Battlestar Galactica that are Cylons, and some of them don't even know that they're Cylons yet.
They literally don't know. There was actually a skit on Seth Green's Robot Chicken, and where like the head writer of Battlestar Galactica just had a bunch of darts or something and threw them at a dartboard with cast members' faces on them and said, Cylon, Cylon, and it just whoever it hit, they became a Cylon.
So
it was pretty funny.
It became such a deeper drama, human drama, than the original one. The original one was just basically it was ABC's version of trying to do a kind of a Star Wars kind of knockoff kind of thing. Because Star Wars.
Anyway, this was a chicken.
This is a huge chicken. So
Cylon
that's
chicken.
something that I've really been enjoying.
Cylon.
Yeah. So that's something I've really been enjoying.
Give us your eggs. I don't know.
I don't know where that came from. That's
Cylon,
another chicken.
It's a Cylon chicken. And I didn't know how the hell they sounded.
Because you haven't watched it, you should watch it. So anyway, yeah, I think we're pretty much done, man. We've got
one more thing.
Don't watch Oh yeah, we got to roll for the next movie.
Yep.
Don't watch Jupiter Ascending unless you just really like those characters and you just absolutely love and watch everything that Wachowski's done. And if you do, you've probably already seen the movie anyway. So, okay. So now we're gonna roll for our next movie. We roll Dragon Dice to figure out what we're gonna do. We roll 20-sided dice to figure out which service we're gonna use, either Netflix or Amazon or Hulu. Then we roll a 10-sided dice to figure out the genre. Then we roll a percentage dice to figure out which movie in that genre we're going to watch. So, here we go.
Let's do this.
So I got a 6. So I got a 6. That's fine. I got a 16. So that'll be Netflix. And I rolled a 1. So that would be the action genre. And now I rolled a 53. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to look and find the 53rd movie in the action category of action category on Netflix, and we're going to go from there. So y'all just hang. Well, hold on, I got to pull it out here. Okay.
My butt's sweaty.
Sorry about that. That's okay. We didn't really need to hear that, but okay. So now I'm going to go look for it. So I will be right back, guys. Okay. So we're going to see a movie called Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15. So apparently it's a Final Fantasy movie.
Oh, good God.
It looks like it's... Now, I knew that they'd come out with a Final Fantasy movie years ago, and it was computer graphics. It was computer-generated movie, computer animated.
Nikki says this one is live action, and it sucks.
Well, it looks live action-ish, but it looks like it's live action-ish, but it's just like... I don't know, man. It looks like they may have taken live actors and then kind of computer generated them out a bit or something. Because some of them look like real pictures and some of them look straight up like high-end computer graphics. So I'm not sure what it is.
I mean, Nikki says it's live action. She's seen it before.
Okay, so this is basically what it says. It says King Regis, who oversees the land of Lucis, commands his army of soldiers to protect the kingdom of the Niflheim Empire's plans. Protect the kingdom from the Niflheim Empire's plans to steal the sacred crystal which gives Lucis its magic and power. Typical kind of fantasy kind of thing. I'm assuming everybody, since it's a Final Fantasy, I'm assuming everybody's going to have a huge freaking sword that they're going to be carrying around that's 3 times as big as they are, just like Cloud.
And they're going to have crazy hairstyles like Cloud.
So we're going to watch Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15 for our next movie. That should be interesting. I can't imagine it's going to be better than what we just watched. I can't imagine it's going to be much worse either, though. So
I think it might be worse.
I have no idea what to expect with that movie.
Open for worse.
I don't know anything at all about this movie. But that's what we're watching next time. We'll be back next Friday night, 8 o'clock. That's what we do. And starting in about 30 minutes, at 10 o'clock, I will probably be back on here doing some...
Same nerdy time, same nerdy place.
Doing some streaming with my buddies. You won't see my beautiful mug. You'll just see the game, and you'll just hear a bunch of guys laughing and talking and goofing off because we're not very good at what we do. but we just have fun.
And,
So
and you
that'll
sadly
be-
won't be able to hear
that-
my sultry, sexy voice.
That'll be at 10 o'clock tonight. But we do this every Friday night at 8 o'clock. And look, if you're listening to this on the podcast, just the audio version, look, wherever you listen to this, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to it, hey, give us a review. 5-star review would be great. The more you rate us, the more people can find us and listen to us, because we love doing this, and we love doing this on Friday nights. It's a whole lot more fun when we have folks in here chatting with us. So the more people can find out about us, the more people can come and listen to us. So anyway, that's what we do. We'll be back next time chasing more chickens. Being interrupted by him singing right now, like what's happening now. And we'll do more of the same crap that we always do. So y'all have a great week. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend. And I hope you enjoyed your 4th of July weekend if you're listening to this on podcast, because you'll hear this on Monday. And we'll go from there. So we'll see you guys next Friday at 8 o'clock here on Twitch. And always remember,
Stay nerdy, my friends.
there you go.
If I were a rich man, but I'm not a banana. Oh, they look high, Betty, Betty, but if I were a wealthy man.
I don't know. I've lost control, people. I don't know what's happening on the other screen. I don't know what's going on.
Dad, let's be honest. You've never had control. You've never had control.
I've never had control of you. Ever.
Yeah.
It was a delusion I lived with for years.
Just accept I'm a runaway train.
Bye, guys. Y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all later.
Runaway train never coming back.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.
Come, Igor. Fetch me my lightning bolts. Yes, miss. Yes.